Hey, Nolan Stoltz here, composer of the Route 66 suite. I'm sitting in my motel room in Santa Rosa, New Mexico. I'm at the La Mesa, super cool place, by the way. I learned about an early alignment of Route 66, so from 1926 to the early 30s, that goes, it's just on the west side of Tucumcari. It's on the north side of the railroad tracks. I'd never heard about this alignment before, but it is in Jim Ross's Deep Tracks map collection on his website, which is just so awesome. So we'll continue down Quay County Road 62.9. Quite specific they are. And don't be misled by the paved road here, because while this road was 66, it looked more like this. It would have been unpaved. And this is that same road, just further southwest from here. And on the very west end of Tucumcari, we're on the second alignment of 66. The original one comes up from the left here, and they converge. So here's 66 from 1926 to 1950. Next up is Hargis, New Mexico. Here's looking up at Hargis from 66. Next up is Palomas, which you'll see on this 1930 map just north of Route 66, the red and white road there. It's by the railroad tracks, but notice there's a school up there. This is looking up that same dirt road on that map, no sign of a school. On this 1908 map, you'll see that there was a post office, but Palomas was on the other side of the tracks. So I'm curious if anything was ever at the intersection of 66 and the road to Palomas. I didn't find anything except for this tarantula trying to cross Route 66. This road was 66 all the way into the early 60s, at the time when I-40 was built and 66 joined it. It's just off to the left here. And this is the Montoya Cemetery. Look at that, back to 1910. So we really get a flavor of 1926 Route 66 here, except, of course, it's paved. There were and still are some residential buildings to the right of us on the other side of the tracks. That would be the population base of Montoya. But along 66 here, this is where you find the businesses. I don't know if this dates back to 1926, but we'll take a look anyway. I am in the ghost town of Montoya, New Mexico, and I'm inside a completely empty building. There's not much left here, just a few abandoned buildings scattered along Route 66, which is behind me here. And then there's this building here, probably a former gas station. You see the two pillars. And set back from the road, this old church. And then the old Richardson store, dating back to before 66 came through. So definitely some 1926 inspiration here. Rather than getting on the interstate, keep heading west on this frontage road. Eventually turns to dirt and you really get the feel of 1926 Route 66. Further up the road is an area once known as Simmons. We are on an unnamed road, which was 66 all the way from 1926 into the early 50s. And unfortunately, we can go no further on original 66. You may not have heard of Simmons, that's because it's not in any Route 66 book or guide, but it is on this 1940 map from Rand McNally, listed right on Route 66. It's also on this 1927 map from the U.S. General Land Office. Notice it's shown right on the railroad. So perhaps Simmons was just north of 66 here at the railroad. The only references I found to Simmons have been a couple of maps, some railroad things, and this issue of Jet magazine. And this is looking west from that gate down that private road, original 66. Just west of here, almost to Newkirk, we can see original Route 66 here on private land. Let's take a closer look at this house that sits along original 66. There's got to be a story behind this. Well, for more videos in this AD 1926 video series, become a supporter of the Route 66 Suite project by subscribing at patreon.com/Route66Suite. Thanks for watching.